What's going on, guys? This is Ken. After using my Nexus 7 2nd generation for about 10 days, I will be doing my full review on this device. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up for filming this review outside today. If you haven't checked out my unboxing of this, you can click the annotation on the screen or the link in the description. I did pick up the 16GB version for the retail price of $229. If you want to have a bit more internal storage, you can get the 32GB version for $269. Ever since the release of the first generation Nexus 7 in the summer of 2012, this has become one of the best affordable tablets in the market right now. Most consumers did really enjoy the 7-inch form factor and the pure Android experience on this tablet. So in this full detailed review, I will be covering the hardware, software, display quality, and the overall performance of this Nexus 7. Now the exterior of the second generation looks quite similar to the first generation. You still get the micro USB port at the bottom for charging and syncing, the power and volume controls on the side. They did move the headphone jack from the bottom to the top. Right beside the headphone jack, you can see the speaker grill, as well as the brand new 5-megapixel camera, which we'll take a look at later in this video. At the bottom, you can see the Asus logo and another pair of speakers, which makes this tablet have stereo speakers. It has a rubberized grip finish on the back, which feels really nice and it's easy to hold with one hand. On the front, you can see the same 1.2 megapixel front-facing camera and the ambient light sensor right above it. They added a new notification light down here at the bottom of the screen. I'm sure you can't see it on camera, but it will light up every time you receive a notification. With a low budget price tag, this tablet surprisingly has some pretty high-end internal specs. This has 2GB of RAM, which is pretty impressive, and it will run almost all applications without any lag or dropped frame rates. Inside, you will find the Qualcomm Snapdragon S4 Pro 1.5GHz processor with the GPU of Adreno's 320 400MHz. So this is a pretty high-end processor. Instead of using the NVIDIA Tegra 4, they decided to use the Qualcomm Snapdragon S4 Pro. So now I'm going to run a few benchmark tests. Here I have Geekbench 2, and the score came out to be 2,724. For perspective here, the first generation Nexus 7 scored about 1,500, and the iPad mini first generation scored about 750. So this is a really high score. Here I have the Antutu benchmark test, which mainly tests the GPU or the graphics performance, and the score came out to be 18,386. So this chart shows that this tablet is pretty high up in the smartphone/tablet world. It's right below the Samsung Galaxy S4, HTC One, and the Sony Xperia Z. We all know that benchmark isn't everything, so here I'm playing a game and see how it performs in real time. This game is called Real Racing 2. So it's a pretty realistic racing game, and it runs very smoothly, no lag whatsoever when I'm playing games on my Nexus 7. It feels really good to hold in the hand. The 7-inch form factor is just perfect for playing games. You can really see the high-end graphics of this game. You can see the water splashing. It just shows how good the second generation Nexus 7 is when playing intense graphic games. Now let's take a look at the display quality. Now this is probably my favorite feature of this tablet. It features a really high resolution screen, 1920 by 1200, 323 pixels per inch. It is the highest pixel density tablet out in the market right now, and the color representation is also really accurate. As you can see, the picture or the app icons are really clear and crisp. The pictures are very sharp and just looks really nice to your eyes. The color contrast and the saturation of the screen just looks really gorgeous. The black colors are really dark, and the white colors or the brighter colors are just popping out. If you watch a lot of HD movies or videos, it's gonna look awesome on the screen. Even browsing the web, reading text or books, the text or the words just look really crisp and sharp. You can really see a difference if you compare this to the first generation or other tablets such as the iPad mini. As I mentioned before, this Nexus 7 does feature stereo speakers. Unfortunately, the speakers are on the back, so if you're playing games or watching videos, Your hands can easily cover up the speakers, which can distort the sound. The sound quality of the speakers are a huge improvement from the weak first generation speakers. It can get really loud, but nothing too special here. It's just a pair of ordinary stereo speakers. Of course, this is a Nexus device, so it's always going to run on the latest Android firmware. Currently, this is running on Android 4.3. You can have a large selection of applications and games, books, videos, and magazines inside the Google Play Store. As you all know, Android is very customizable. You can add widgets, and you can download different tweaks or add-ons to your device. You can even add launchers or themes. If you want to go even more advanced, you can root your device to access or modify the internal files. This device is very thin. It's about the same thinness as the iPad mini first generation, so it is a very thin device. So I guess they have to reduce the battery life on the second generation. It does have a smaller battery life of 3,950 mAh. I mean, it's not a huge difference between the first generation. The first generation had about 4,000 mAh, so you can still get up to 9 hours of active use, depending on what you're doing, watching videos, playing games, or browsing the web. This is also Qi compatible, which means that you can wireless charge your device if you have the wireless charger. Now let's talk a bit about the camera on the Nexus 7. It does have a 5 megapixel camera which shoots 1080p HD and records in 30 frames per second. It's a camera on the tablet, so I don't think that a lot of people will actually take pictures on the Nexus 7. The pictures aren't very sharp and the colors of the pictures are very washed out. I don't even think it's really 5 megapixels. Because my iPod Touch is 5 megapixels and it shoots way better pictures and videos than the Nexus 7. Just doesn't look very good. So this is a camera test or video test of the second generation Nexus 7. It's currently recording in 1080p HD, 30 frames per second. And in my opinion, I think the camera or the video mode isn't really that good on the Nexus 7 here. But, I mean, who's really going to record videos on a tablet? It's almost sunset. So this concludes my video review of the second generation Nexus 7. If you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. If you're looking for more videos in the future, be sure to subscribe to my channel for more future content. Thanks a lot for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video.